by anyone. And Lookman gets it away. Dan finds Narlo. Narlo with a chance. Huge chance. Brilliant save. And Max chips it over Tunjay.
Between the line.
Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the Legends League 2025, the show where we bring back the legends back out onto that pitch and do what they do best. This is episode 22, and I promise you this episode is filled with controversy before we even get into kickoff. So let's quickly do our due diligence, talk about the last two games like we normally do. Captain Narlo overcame Captain Haas in two very fierce competitive fixtures of football, but Captain Narlo declared himself as the dominant leading captain over Haas as his team ran out 10-8 victors in the first game, 10-7 victors in the second game. Special shout out to Team Narlo as their determination, defensive work and overall quality overcame Team Haas, despite Team Haas's showing a lot of character and hard work themselves. Special mentions have to go to Jake, who got the man of the match in the first game, and to Ryan, who got the man of the match in the second game. We'll take a quick look at the top goal scorers just to see how that's panning out right now. Unfortunately, as many of you will know, I'm out injured with a torn hamstring for 3 months. I've now missed the last 6 games in the Legends League, and Dan is still at the top of the Golden Boot list, and Haas is closely following behind with 3 goals. 3 goals behind. Shout out to Lorenz, I believe, who just entered into the top 10 for the first time in 2025. The rest of you are battling out for the top goal scorers. Anyway, let's take it on to today's episode. Like it says in the title, it is Team Jake versus Team Rubel. However, we had some controversy when the teams were being selected. A certain member of the group left the team sheet, left the lineup, left the session before the game even kicked off. And I'm going to show you why. I'll read that out for you guys as well, so you can see the WhatsApp group chat and see what happened and the controversy that ensued. First, we have teams have been picked between me and Rubel, aka Jake. Rubel sets out his team names. Jake sets out his team names. Rubel's got Haas in there. Haas says, "What the hell? Did Jake get the first 5 picks?" Jake laughs. Rubel says, "Why are you worried, Haas? We've got you." Haas says, "Bro, let's get it." Very confident of Haas. Teams are blessed. Jake's team's firepower is nuts though. So he seems all right, but he's a bit nervous of Jake's team's firepower. 24 hours later, Haas says, "I'm dropping out." Bro, them teams are arse. I ain't wasting my Sunday getting battered. If you man want to redo teams, I'll play. Okay. Jake says, "Fine, you do the teams, Haas, and we'll play." Haas says, "Do you think the teams are fair? Question mark, question mark." Jake says, "I don't care. You do the teams then, or swap for me and let's play." Haas says, "Nah, I'm dropping out." I'm sorry. Firstly, Haas, you said that the teams were fine. Okay, you said Jake's firepower was a bit too much for you, I guess, the day before the game. And then 24 hours later, you're changing your mind. What happened to you in that 24 hours for you to change your mind? Secondly, a bit of personal information for you guys watching at home. Haas was messaging me the whole time saying, "Oh yeah, the teams are a bit unfair, but I'm so confident in my own abilities, I'm going to make our team win." And then what happened? On the group chat, my man's fronting, getting his knickers in a twist, suddenly getting scared of Team Jake against Team Rubel, lets his whole team down, decides to flop out of the session. We had to do an emergency reshuffle, which you'll get into very shortly and see in the team lineups. But yeah, that's the controversy that happened before the game. So let's get into today's game so you can see what actually happens. Make sure you check out the social media platforms to see all the short form versions of the content. It's going to be a controversial one. Haas ain't there anymore, so I guess not. Let's see what the lineups end up looking like. See what happens in the game. Peace out. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Or should I say good afternoon? As the weather gets a bit warmer, the days get a bit brighter. Here we are at the Town Park Arena. As you can see, there is no Haas out there on the pitch. He did drop out of the session. He has been replaced. Teams have been set again. We'll find out very shortly who Captain Jake and Captain Rubel chose. Here we go. Captain Jake with his team. Apologies for the camera angle for this camera angle, sorry, for the first 10-15 minutes or so. But it is Captain Jake who's picked Tunjay, Shamsu, Ephraim, Jamie, and also a debut for Luca. We believe Luca may have been the reason for Hass's indecision and bottling of turning up to the session, basically. Well, Luca and Jake maybe being in the same team set him off, I think. So we'll see what Luca's got in store for us. I've never seen him play. We've got Team Rubel, Captain Rubel picking his team. He's got Narlo, Amin, Dan, Lukman, Rubel himself, and a debut. It is Max, I believe the brother of Luca. So 2 debutants. We've heard they're two very good technical players. So technical that Hass decided not to show up to the session. He has now been banned for 3 episodes. So you're going to have to wait a while to see him. Of course, he's been trying to catch up with Dan in a golden boot list as well. So he's going to take a bit of a hit on that. But very well deserved, if you ask me. Let's see how Captain Jake does against Captain Rubel in the latest of the captaincy series as we approach kickoff. Jake gets us underway. Let's kick off at the Town Park Arena. Here we go. No Fabrizio, first team to score 10 wins as is standard in the Legends League. Jake made his return to Legends League in the last episodes. Did very well for Team Narlo against Team Hass, actually. Here's Narlo, been on fire and form in 2025. Max sets it off to Dan to get his first few touches in the Legends League. Let's see what he can produce. Max seems to be picking up a centre spot in the midfield. Here comes Jake. Jake! Saved early on by Rubel. Narlo finds Dan. Dan currently the leading goal scorer of the Legends League top goal scorers. I'm so eager to get back out there on the pitch and reclaim my spot at the top. Once again, apologies for the visuals on this camera angle. It does get better throughout the game. Honestly, I'm not really sure what happened, but I did my best to make it a bit viewable, watchable. This was actually after I've edited it to make it look better. But it will get better throughout the game anyway. Here comes Jake. Jake slams it over. Lukman finds Narlo. Lukman, techiest player of the year last year, 2024. I was just trying to remember the award name. Jake pass fire is behind Jamie, and Lukman finds Max in the middle. Lukman tries a delicate one to Dan, but it doesn't fall to him. Here comes Max. Corner's been given, I believe. Max was already off the pitch when it deflected off of him, off Shamsu. Let's see what Max has got for his Legends League debut corner, headed out by Shamsu. Taking short this one. Back to Max. Oh, and it's gone in. Squeezed off Shamsu for an own goal for the opener. First, let's see if it was a corner in the first place. As you can see, Max is already off the pitch when it goes off, so it is a corner. Referee's done very well to spot that one. Then, Max has tried to cross it into the near post. Shamsu's gone to block it. Tunjay's attempted to block it if it gets through, and it's ended up going through Tunjay's legs. An own goal for the opener from Shamsu as Team Rubel take the lead. Hass, you could have been a part of this. You chose not to be. You let down your teammates. You need to take a long, hard look at yourself, mate. Shamsu almost with another own goal there. Does well to get it out for a corner, though. Max can't take it in his stride. Here comes Jake. Step over. Takes his time. Jamie! Ah, Jamie. Leans back on it. Floats over. Dan does well to get past Shamsu. Good ball. And Amin slots it in. Great wide play from Dan there. Lookman finds him. Quick little touch away from Shamsu. Great cross in. And Amin's got no other option but to finish that off, to be honest. Great setup play from Dan. Good movement and finish from Amin. And it's 2-0 to Team Rubel. Great start to Team Rubel here. Ephraim finds Shamsu. Shamsu passes to Jake. Squeeze it through to Luca. Luca. Hits the post. And Shamsu gets a goal. Was that going in? Could be an own goal potentially. Let's see. Luca gets his first shot away in Legends League. Hits the post with a great effort. Rubel trying to recover, ends up kicking the ball into his own net. But I think it might have been on target anyway from Shamsu. We'll give that to Shamsu. Makes up for the own goal earlier. Getting a goal himself. Lookman and Max play a 1-2 between them. Team Rubel 2-1. Oh, Lookman's giving it away now. Jake stuck under his feet, but gets it to Luca and his shot is saved by Rubel. And then Luca and Max deal with it between themselves. Here comes Nalo. Amin, dispossessed by Ephraim. Amin switches it out to Dan. Lookman switches it out to Nalo. Nalo's shot is blocked between Shamsu and Ephraim. Here comes Shamsu. He's giving it away now. Lookman keeps control of it at the back. And now Nalo's giving it away. Luca can't thread it through. Max reads it and Rubel does well to pick out Dan straight away. And now Dan's giving it away. Here comes Luca. Luca. Jake. Jake. Brilliant. Was he ever going to miss from there? No chance. Dan gives it away in the middle. Luca reads it well. Unselfishly squares it off to Jake. Brilliant finish from Jake. There's always a little bit of a disguise, a little bit of a feint whenever Jake gets on the ball. Captain Jake leading by example, clawing his team back to 2-2. Nalo finds Amin, but Amin's stretching and he's giving it away to Luca. Here comes Luca. Luca puts it across goal, but Nalo gets a touch on it. Here comes Dan. Dan finds Max. Max finds Dan again. Dan, save, what a save! And Dan plows through. Gives his team the lead. The top goal scorer of the Golden Boot of the Legends League top goal scorers list. Lovely little touch from Max there. Lovely incisive pass back. Tunj does brilliantly initially. But Dan reacts quickest to finish off. Good touch in his stride. Brilliant save initially. But Dan's persistence gives him the goal. Goal and assist early on for Dan. 3-2 to Team Rubel. Great game of football so far. Few passes have gone astray. But the goals have been good quality so far. Rubel gets a foot in. Max touches it off to Dan. Dan again to Max. And Max for a debut goal. Gets a goal ahead of his brother. And Team Rubel take a 4-2 lead. Great stuff from Rubel initially. Dan unselfishly 1-2s with Max. And I tell you what, that's a man that knows where the goal is. Brilliant composed finish. Lovely goal in his debut. Great finish. And Team Rubel are leading 4-2. I wonder what Hass is thinking right now. Get in the comments, Hass. I know you're watching. Everyone else get in the comments and rinse Hass. Here comes Shamsu. Rubel gets a foot in again. But Luca recovers it. Jake. Big save from Lookman. Here comes Luca again. Takes it past Max. Gets a strike away on his left foot. But Lookman saves it, and then Jamie's rebounded shot goes wide. Very fast-paced game, this. Lookman spreads it wide to Dan. Dan's under pressure from Shamsu early, and Lookman does well to recover. Helps out Dan. Otherwise, that could have been costly. Corner from Shamsu, I believe. Luca goes, plays the 1-2. Ephraim! Outside of the boot, into the corner. 4-3 to Team Rubel now. Great finish from Ephraim. Shamsu cuts it back to him. 1 touch, 2 touch. Outside of the boot, no one closes him down, and he puts it into the far corner. Brilliant finish that. Should have been closed down a bit quicker though by Team Rubel, but Ephraim punishes them. 4-3 to Team Rubel. Very tight game. Lookman finds Narlo. And now Lookman's giving it away. Good touch from Jake. Shamsu switches to Jamie. Jamie, big chance. And he's finished it off. He's for the equaliser. It's 4-4. Lookman gives it away this time. Shamsu finds Jake. Jake slows it down, goes back to Shamsu. Shamsu takes his time. Jamie makes a good run. Amin's not tracking him. Jake's even free at the back post if he wanted it. But Jamie slots it through Narlo's legs with great composure. Good finish, and it's 4-4. Team Rubel need to look at the defensive errors here. Could be costly long term. Amin under a bit of pressure, he's giving it away. Not sure who he was looking for there. Shamsu finds Luca. Luca seeming to ease himself into the game at the moment. Had that chance earlier where he hit the post. Good patient build up from Team Jake. Jamie tries to bulldoze his way through. Forced to Jake. Sets it off to Shamsu. Shamsu hits it high and wide. Dan finds Narlo. Narlo spreads it out to Lookman. Lookman, great ball. And Amin tries a cheeky casual flick. Can't get enough contact on it. Big chance that. Lookman's giving it away. Luca. Saved by Dan. Quite surprised Dan saved that, to be honest. Here comes Amin. Great defensive work from Jamie there. Brilliant work. Rubel. Jake touches it off to Luca. Step over. Luca finishes it off for his debut goal. 5-4. Team Jake take the lead for the first time in this game. Rubel gives it away, I think, and then Jake sets it off to Luca. A lovely step over past Lookman. Brilliant finish past Dan. He was never going to save that. 5-4 to Team Jake. Luca and Max both scoring on the debuts. Max! Good block from Shamsu. Shamsu again. Ephraim gets clear. Luca with a no-look pass to Jake. He's clearly feeling himself now after that opening goal on his debut. Ephraim goes long again, but Lookman reads it. Well held by Max. Lookman switches it quick, and Amin can't control it. Bit of a heavy pass from Lookman. Tunja under a bit of pressure, he's giving it away. Narlo, Lookman slices it wide. Tunj been in goal the whole game so far. Ephraim switches it. Nalo. Oh, Nalo punishes it. Another defensive error. This time from Team Jake. Ephraim's giving it away this time and Nalo's punished him. It's not enough power. Shamsu's backing away. Tunjay tries his best, but Nalo's not going to miss from there. He's the man in form in 2025. 5-5. What a game. Very competitive. Good 1-2 from Jake and Luca. They seem to be working together well now. Amin finds Nalo. Nalo under pressure from two people. Jake finds Luca again. Luca twists and turns. Luca! Jamie! Block. Claims of a penalty, but play continues, I believe. Here comes Max. And Ephraim does brilliantly well to shepherd that out. Let's see that penalty shout. Is it a penalty? Potential handball there as well. Nope, not for me. I think the referee's made a great call there. He said Lookman's got the ball first and then the man, and I believe he was right. When I say he, I'm obviously talking about me. Jake. Oh! Does the hard part, gets past his man with ease, and then ball's just bobbled up as he's gone to cross it or shoot. Oh, Amin's giving away. What's Amin doing? And Jamie's cross isn't picked up by anyone. And Lookman gets it away. Dan finds Nalo. Nalo with a chance. Huge chance. Brilliant save. And Max chips it over Tunjay to give his team the lead again. Great counter from Team Rubel. Look at this save initially from Tunj. And the finish is nonchalant. Let's see that one more time. Brilliant save initially. What a save. Tunjay can't get up quick enough, and then Max lifts it over him like he's not even there. 6-5 to Team Rubel. Max with 2 goals on his debut so far. Ephraim's pass isn't good enough. And Nalo's shot is saved again by Tunjay. Dan was screaming for it in the box. Not given. Shamsu breaks through. Shamsu! Another shot high and wide from Shamsu that. Amin gets a touch on the corner. Max and Nalo break through. Max! And somehow Max has missed it. Drags it wide. Dan was calling for the tap-in again. He doesn't receive it. And Lookman slipped on the ball here. Amin's pass is short. Shamsu swings and misses. Jake somehow smashes it over. You'd probably expect Jake to bury that. The play continues here. Rubel picks out Max. Max turns on it. Great pass. No! Brilliant goal. Brilliant counter-attack. Defensively not great. Not tracking the runners. Lovely weight of pass from Max. And the finish is brilliant. Through Tunjay's legs. There's no stopping that one, Tunj. Tunj fuming at his defenders. Team Rubel 7-5 up here. Can Team Jake come back into this? Luca finds Jake. Captain Jake needs to step up here. Rubel putting a lot of blocks here at the back. Great feet from Dan. Finds Max. Max picks out Nalo. And Nalo's cross is falling short. Shamsu gives to Jake. Jake finds Luca. Luca! Brilliant finish. That is Luca's second goal of the game. The brothers are on 2 goals each. Efficient counter-attack that. Brilliant finish. The touch and the pass from Jake through the gap. Brilliant. Luca, the touch and the finish. Brilliant. Max. Jake smashes it over again. Quite a surprise. Or is it a corner? And Jamie's corner falls to Shamsu. Shamsu! Smashes it over again. Lookman finds Narlo. What a game this is. Amin switches it out to Lookman. Lookman finds Dan. Dan! No! He's dragged it wide. Wow, the form he's been on in terms of goal scoring especially, you'd have thought he'd finished that off, but he's dragged it wide on his left foot. Dan again! Dan! To make up for it! No! Another brilliant save from Tunjay. Outstanding. And then Lookman goes for the Pogba-esque slice volley. Slices it wide. Shamsu finds Jake. I think it's gone out for a corner off Lookman. Lookman. Oh my God, it's an Amin on goal. To equalise 7-7. Team Rubel took the lead again. Oh, Luke has gone for the shot, but he's dragged it wide, and Amin, in an attempt to just get a touch on it, has ended up diverting it into his own goal. Wow. Team Rubel probably be devastated by that own goal, but play continues. 7-7 again. Who's going to win this one? I can't pick it out either way. Dan. Oh, he's crossed, falls behind everyone, and now comes Jake on the up the other end. Slows it to his own pace. Shamsu. Just about finds Jake. Jake. Oh, can't flick it through to Jamie. Narlo finds Max. Max, brilliant pass. Amin. Oh, it's another top save from Tunjay, and Dan screaming for it at the back post. Another exquisite save from Tunjay. Amin finds Dan. Dan! Miss hit. And saved again by Tunjay. Wow. Tunjay's made some crucial saves here. And Dan's hit the floor, I think. But Max recovers it. Max finds Narlo. Narlo! Finally beats Tunjay. Gets his second goal of the game. Lovely little touch through from Max. Look at that for an assist. Flicks it through. Great touch from Narlo. Brilliant finish. Tell you what, it had to be into the corner to beat Tunjay on this form. And it's a great finish from Narlo. Lovely touch and finish. Great assist from Max as well. Team Rubel lead 8-7. Ephraim finds Jake again. Oh, Jake almost takes it away from the keeper, but it's just too much. Lookman defending well there as well. And now Rubel's giving away though. And then Lookman comes flying through. This game is end to end now. Great feat from Lookman. He can't slot the pass through to Dan though. But Lookman gets his foot in again. Dan. Amin. Oh. Poor touch lets him down. Shamsu. Lookman again. Lookman with these constant last ditch tackles. Max finds Dan. And he's saved again. Oh my God. Tunjay saves it again, and then Dan on a rebound heads it wide. Oh my God. Team Jake have got a lot of thanking to do to Tunjay at this point. And Dan gives it away this time. Here comes Jamie. Jamie battles through. Manages to win a corner for his team. Jamie on the corner. And Narlo gets his body in the way. But Jamie's being fouled by Amin. Jake to take the free kick. Narlo. Ephraim! Equalises 8-8. He got the last equaliser as well, didn't he? The free kick comes in. Narlo inadvertently touches it off, and it goes to Ephraim, who smashes it in first time on the outside foot again into that same corner. Almost a carbon copy goal of his last goal. And it's 8-8. What a game. Max. Another top save from Tunjay. Wow. Dan's corner finds Max, who goes all the way back. What's Rubel going to do here? Waits for a run, finds Max, picks it out. Max finds Narlo. Narlo! Oh! Off the post. And Jamie can't keep the pass in. Look at this again. Nice little set from Max. Oh. It's a great effort from Narlo, but he slams the post. I think he had Tunjay beat in there as well. Rubel finds Narlo. Narlo picks up Amin. Oh my god, what a turn! Oh, wow. What a sensational turn from Amin, but he can't finish it off. Ends up hitting the outside of his top right foot. Narlo catches the cross from Ephraim. Slows it down instead of going on the counter. When it's 8-all, tensions are at an all-time high. Sometimes you've got to slow it down. Don't go for blood. And Amin on the stretch hits the cross shot over. Tunjay takes it quickly. And the ball's gone out for a throw. Rubel takes it quickly. Dan. And Ephraim gets a good foot in. Luca finds Jamie. Jamie back to Luca. Luca to Jake. Jake to Shamsu. And it's blocked. Jamie. And it's brilliant save. And Lukman gets a foot away. Goes out for a throw. Ephraim takes it quickly. Shamsu. Jake. Luca. Finds Ephraim. Ephraim gets past Amin. Finds Luca. Luca! For the hat-trick on his debut. Brilliant stuff. Nice hold-up play. Give Ephraim all the credit here. Lovely take on past Ephraim. Sets it back to Luca. Look at this for a touch. Dummies the shot. Keeps it within enough distance to be able to get his strike away into the corner. Brilliant goal. That's a hat-trick on his Legends League debut for Luca. And Team Jake have taken the lead again. Only the second time this game. And it's come very late on. Can Team Rubel come back this time? Ephraim! Going for the hattie. Slams it over. Team Rubel need to regroup again. Here comes Lukman. Finds Max. Max finds Dan. Dan waits. Finds Rubel. Rubel's shot is blocked. Amin picks out Rubel. Rubel. His cross falls behind Max. Ephraim sets off to Jamie. Jamie switches out to Luca. Oh, he's done Max. And he's finished it off for the winner. Gives us a little celebration as well. That's his 4th goal of the game on his debut in the Legends League. All starts from attack from Team Rubel. Rubel's cross falls short. Ephraim does well, picks out Jamie quickly. Jamie does well, picks out Luca quickly. Luca with the footwork. Wow. Sells Max the dummy. Let's see that again. You think he's going to shoot? No. You think he's going to blast it? No. Passes it into the corner. Brilliant finish. See ya. Passes it into the corner. That is nonchalant. I tell you what, if we're going to give them two a nickname, Max and Luca, it's the nonchalant brothers. A great debut for both of them regardless, but overall Team Jake resulting in winners 10-8 versus Team Rubel. I'll tell you what, Team Rubel was so close to winning that game on numerous occasions. How many times were they taking the lead? Team Jake only actually took the lead twice in that game overall. And in the end, they've taken it as winners. Luca with 4 goals on his debut. Ephraim helping himself to 2 outside boot goals. I'll tell you what, this is the first time in Legends League history we've seen Jake only score 1 goal in a game that he's playing in. He did get 2 assists though still, but very surprising. Team Rubel in the end Narlo did his best. He got himself a hat-trick. Max got himself a hat-trick of assists and 2 goals on his debut. So a special shout-out to him as well. But overall, Team Jake have shown remarkable character. We probably got to give a special shout-out to Tunjay in goal, who stayed in goal that whole game. Which brings me on to the man of the match, because I know, Luca, you had a sensational debut. I'll give you that. But to be honest, I think we've got to give the man of the match this week, Adnan's man of the match, to my guy who's also the best commentator in the world. He's one of the best pundits in the world. He's sporting the BTL pods away top. It's Tunjay. A special shout out to Tunjay this week, because without him, honestly, I think Team Rubel would have ran away with that game despite the star power on Team Jake. As you can see in the background, Adnan is warming up. His comeback is approaching us very soon, very, very soon, which I'm very excited for. But yeah, a special shout out to Tunjay, a remarkable performance in goal. A well done, a special well done to Team Jake. In the end, they've come out winners. Stay tuned for next week's episode, where we'll see, can Team Rubel make this into a trilogy series by winning the next game, or will Team Jake run out series winners by winning the next game as well? Find out very soon. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you get in the comments. Do you agree with my man of the match? Who would you have given man of the match to? See you in the next one. Peace out. Also, cuss out Hass. Peace out.
Between the lines.